Welcome back to CruiseAway with Derek and Joe, and it's time to open up some of the wonders of the Princess Cruises European programme of sailings in 2026. Now there's lots to look forward to in this show and low deposits all the way to lock in some really exciting adventures.
There sure is. Later we'll be heading over to Europe to enjoy the world famous Oktoberfest in Hamburg, Germany, as well as exploring other European cities on Majestic Princess and spending a city break in London town. Now we also have a wonderful dream away to explore autumn in the Mediterranean on Enchanted Princess and to and from Rome over 20 wonderful nights.
And the eyes of the world are on these sailings right now in one of Princess Cruises' biggest ever season launches. So let's start with a summer sky solstice over 19 nights for June in 2026, enjoying the longest day of the year in the land of the midnight sun in Norway. Now we'll fly first from Sydney over to London in the UK and spend 3 nights there in a hotel. Wow, a brilliant time of year actually to be in London, don't you think,
Isn't
Joe?
it just? You know, when you're there in summer, there's something really magical about this city. You know, just seeing so many people walking around, the hustle bustle, whether it's just strolling from Buckingham Palace down, Pall Mall into Oxford Circus and enjoying all the shopping, or St James's Park with the cheeky squirrels and birds, which are overly friendly. Maybe you want to head to Churchill's War Rooms, which is so interesting. It's some great museums in London and art galleries, and oh my goodness, where do we even start? Well, this is one of the most vibrant cities on earth, and it's where you start your adventure. And then of course it is time to cruise on the gorgeous Sky Princess. Now you're going to be on board for 2 full weeks, 14 nights, which is brilliant. This is quite a new ship. She was launched in 2019, and Princess Cruises now are very smart ships. Like they're in with the tech, it makes it easy for you because you have, a little coin called medallion, which not only opens your stateroom but allows you to interact with screens around the ship. You can even do your own emoji and is emoji? What's it called? Avatar. That's it. All kinds of different things, to make your stay easier, because it is a focus on just relaxed cruising and classic cruising at its finest when it comes to Princess. And these new innovations are here to make it a fuss-free experience for you. When it comes to dining, I have to say Princess are really, really up there in the cruise world. They are constantly winning awards for their food. For example, Top Pizza, and that's like 3 or 4 different publications have mentioned that, including Cruise Critic and USA Today. They have a Michelin-star menu as well in there, and Chef's Luminaire, which is a very special experience if you want to do a nice anniversary dinner, or it might be, a proposal or something, or a family reunion, then Chef's Table Lumiere is the way to do it. Now, after a hard day sightseeing or relaxing, you have the Enclave, and that's like kind of a Roman spa vibe. You go in there and there's the thermal suites, the hot pools. It's very relaxing. And then, of course, the retreat. The retreat is the adults-only area, and there are several pools around the vessel. The Sea Walk, that actually is glass. It's open down to the ocean below, about 200 meters down, if you're brave enough. Oh my goodness, another award, Best Bed at Sea. I mean, these are some of the most comfortable staterooms, I have to say, you'll ever experience on Princess.
They are wonderful.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing, that's the great joy of a cruise. You can just simply enjoy your surroundings and then go and discover all of the destinations that you're going to. You've just had 3 phenomenal nights in London, probably quite busy times there as well, sightseeing while you've been in the capital. So your cruise is a really, really good way to just unwind, relax and head to the summer solstice. Out of Southampton, first day at sea.
Yes, and then it takes us into Stavanger in Norway. Now this is just the best time to visit the northern part of Europe. It really is. It's bright and sunny most of the time. You have these incredible fjords, this beautiful fresh greenery everywhere you go, magical. Then we're into Haugesund, where you can visit lots of great museums in Norway, by the way. The Arquebus War History Museum is there, and the Saviour's Church. A nice thing to do is just stroll around these cities, grab a coffee and enjoy the views. Then we're on into Olden, where you can actually take a really lovely walk up to the Briksdal Glacier. It's about sort of 40-50 minutes, and it is absolutely spectacular. These ports are, I mean, honestly, the people in Norway as well are so friendly. You're going to love it. Then it's Trondheim for the Nidaros Cathedral. Maybe take a stroll over the Old Town Bridge, see some of the Kristiansand Fortress while you're there. Of course, home of the Vikings. You can learn about the history of thousands of years in these ports while you're there. Honningsvåg's up next, and this is the Northern Cape, like literally the most northern port you could visit. You can go to the ice bar while you're there. You've got to do it when you're in Norway, right? And then just, again, take a stroll around some of the lovely boutiques. We're into Tromsø next. Learn about the trolls while you're there, by the way. That's another thing you can do about the myth, folklore and legend. And a great way to do that would be taking a tour recommended by the ship. And of course, while you're on board, you can book those up for the ports of call. We're into Edinburgh, Scotland next up. Again, perfect place to sort of finish off your cruise itinerary, but also in the height of summer, strolling up Princes Street, the Edinburgh Castle, the Royal Yacht Britannia. So many great things to see in Edinburgh. We're back into Southampton, where of course you will fly home to Sydney, Australia, and all of this is included, end-to-end flights, this amazing itinerary through the mystical Northern Europe ports, Norway, finishing off in Scotland. It's amazing.
And of course, you're coinciding with the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year. In fact, you'll find a lot of the days up in the north of Norway are very, very long indeed. But that will be the day that the sun will not set over the horizon. It's just incredible. It's really lovely to be up on deck at maybe, midnight, 1 a.m. and just see these beautiful sunset skies through the clouds. It's incredible. Now, we are looking forward to June in 2026. So a deposit today will do that for us. Just $500 each today will lock in the price we've got for you, which does include that flight over to London from Sydney, 3 nights there in a London hotel, and then your 14 nights of princess cruising on the Sky Princess up to the Fjordland of Norway and to the North Cape for the summer solstice as well. Also visiting Edinburgh in Scotland on your way back to Southampton, and of course your flight back to Sydney from London included as well. Our price tag really needs snapping up right now, because this is locking in this price now for a holiday that happens in 2026, but you really are getting the pick of the best crop of deals right now here at $5,499 each, or deposit today of just $500 each. Now, there's a very easy way to make this all inclusive as well, with drinks and so much more included, and that's called Princess Plus for just $65 per person per day, and we'll tell you more about that as we go through the show. But let's look at upgrades now, because this is quite a scenic cruise. Quite a lot to look at, quite a lot to see on this cruise. So actually, let's look at the prices there. So if you want to upgrade to your balcony or even up to a suite, as Joe says before, you might be celebrating something really, really special while you're away on this holiday. It might be a big anniversary, big landmark birthday. Maybe you're saying goodbye to the world of work forever and leaving it all behind, and you're celebrating that exit in style, then all those prices are there for you as well. Call us toll free, 1300 411 954. Remember, our team have over 25 years of cruise planning experience, so any questions you've got whatsoever, then please do pick up the phone and speak to the team. And if you do decide to go for Princess Plus, it's a really, really good value addition to your cruise. $65 per person per day gets you a drinks package, extra dining, room service, something called delivery now as well. Joe was mentioning before that every one of the Princess cruises carries around this. It's like a little coin that you can either clip to your clothing or you can just carry it around with you. Now, you could use that to charge for drinks at the bar. You can go up to little screens next to the elevators and tap there and find out where the rest of your party are on the ship, or you can use it with the app, so you could have your phone in your hand and wearing this, you could order some food and drink on the app, and because this is like a sat nav for the team on the ship, they will deliver that food or drink to the very spot where you are. It's very, very
Can you
clever.
order us some champagne and eggs Benny, please?
Only works on the ships, unfortunately.
What?
I know, doesn't work in this studio. It's rubbish, isn't it?
What kind of studio is this?
We're going to have to get on a Princess
dear.
cruise.
Right, okay, yeah, that's very true, actually. Next up, we have one of the most vibrant and well-known festivals in Germany to visit, the incredible Oktoberfest, plus your chance to visit many European capitals, all in one trip over 17 nights for September in 2026. So booking a little bit of ahead of the game to lock in the prices. We'll start by flying from Sydney over to London in the UK, and we're staying in the capital for 3 nights in a hotel before we cruise.
Which is wonderful, actually, because you know what? In London, funny enough, we say before you cruise, you can cruise the River Thames, of course.
Oh, yes.
There's actually a river bus that goes up and down the Thames as well, so it takes you past all of the sites of the South Bank, of the Houses of Parliament and Big Ben and St Paul's Cathedral and all the big sites. Of course, you'll have great fun navigating, very simply navigating, the London Underground as well, getting on the famous tubes in London, which are...
Well, that's entertaining in itself, isn't it?
They are. The people you see there, I mean, it's unforgettable.
Yeah, you're going to love London so much. And then it's time to adventure further afield as you join the majestic Princess, and she welcomes you on board for your fantastic cruise, and you have 11 nights to enjoy majestic Princess. She's a sister to the Royal and Regal Princess, and it's a dramatic multi-story Italian-style atrium which welcomes you on board. I love that you've got that firm focus in the central area of the ship.
People watching.
People watching, and Princess do it so well. They make a feature of this area.
Sticky beaking. That's what I do.
Sticky beak. Yeah, no, it's true. It is really entertaining just to watch people go by, especially when they first get on board and you sit there and have a drink in the atrium, and it's quite the experience, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's great.
And you're going to find in the atrium musicians, jugglers, acrobats, food carvers, and this is just entertainment in itself, and a variety of other performers. Very opulent with the marble floors, a stained glass dome, floating staircase, and you imagine on formal night floating down that staircase arm in arm. The photographers will be out to capture the moment for you.
Oh, you've got to have that picture, haven't you?
Yeah.
And also, Joe, have you ever played Deal or No Deal? You know, where you have the box and you open the other boxes, and do you keep your own box or do you swap it for another one? Well, you can play it on the ship as well as one of the live game shows, which I think is really, really good fun, because that's something that even if you're not a contestant in it, just watching that happening live in front of you would be like being at the TV recording, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they also have things like the Love and Marriage game show, which is very entertaining. I'll just leave that up to your imagination.
Oh, is that a bit like Mr. and Mrs.?
Yes. And they do like an adult scavenger hunt as well called The Quest, and that is hilarious. So they do loads and loads of different things. And then, of course, your incredible, very high caliber Broadway West End style shows, which are award winning, and so you'll have a variety whilst you're on board for the 11 nights. And they also have this amazing princess watercolor fantasy show as the night sky lights up with fountains dancing to the sound of music, shooting water up to 33 feet high. Think of the Bellagio in Las Vegas. That's the kind of vibe that we're going for here.
There it is. Looks crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, Mandalay Bay in Singapore. It's going to be amazing.
You never imagined that kind of thing happening on a cruise, do you?
Well, Princess,
it's brilliant.
They do it in style. So we are cruising out of Southampton, and the first port we're heading into after a day at sea is Hamburg in Germany. You have an overnight on board, and on board, of course, this is where the Oktoberfest comes in, because you can go and explore Oktoberfest. They'll have little kind of pop-up festivals all over the city, and you're there at night, so you can stay out, of course, till late and enjoy it.
Get your lederhosen on.
Absolutely, lederhosen. And you also want to grab the pretzels and beer. It's a must. Then it's fabulous Oslo, the capital of Norway, of course, home of the Vikings. You will see some amazing sights here, including the famous Olympic ski jump. Take a little tour that will show you the best of Oslo. That's my recommendation. Copenhagen next. Oh my gosh, this totally deserves its accolade as Venice of the North. An absolutely beautiful city. Strolling down, taking in those beautiful coloured houses, enjoying a coffee day on the harbour is the best thing to do. Amsterdam's up next, another stunning city in Europe where you can see the windmills if you head off a little bit out of the city, or enjoy some of the great museums, including Anne Frank House and the Van Gogh Museum whilst you are there. Next up, we're into Zeebrugge, which is the port for Bruges, full of its stunning Baroque gilded and Nouveau gilded buildings, delicious chocolate and fantastic waffles and beer, of course. And there's museums supporting those as well. Le Havre's next, which is the port not just for Paris, but also fabulous Normandy. You can learn about the D-Day landings, maybe take a tour Normandy landing beaches or Versailles Palace and Gardens. A couple of recommendations for you there. Speak to your team on board about booking it. We are back into Southampton where you'll disembark, and we'll fly you back home to Sydney.
And we've been to the Chocolate Museum, haven't we?
We have.
We went on a cruise, Joe and I, with the team, and we ended up in the Chocolate Museum in Bruges, and the tasting was fantastic.
I'm still dreaming about those caramel buttons.
They were good, weren't they? We were like, round and round again, we'll go for another taste. Anyway, there is your complete itinerary, you lucky people. We are looking forward in time, but we're doing it with low deposits. So, deposit today on the price I'm about to give you, just $500 each as a deposit today will lock the price in. And that will be the flight from Sydney over to London, 3 fabulous nights in a hotel there. You're going to love your time in London. And then, of course, you've got this wonderful cruise on the Majestic Princess from Southampton. So it's going over to Hamburg in Germany for 2 days there at the Oktoberfest time, which is brilliant. You're going to love that. Such a great atmosphere in Hamburg when the Oktoberfest is on. Everyone's having a great time. And then on some other European capitals, Oslo, Copenhagen, Amsterdam in the Netherlands as well, which is lovely. The port for Bruges in Belgium, and Le Havre in France, which is perfect for a trip up to Paris as well. Plus, of course, we end the cruise back in Southampton, and we include the flight from London back to Sydney. And here is the price tag for the whole package. I mean, amazing value for money. Considering we're looking 2 years ahead of time, $500 each today will lock the price in. And remember, you can split the cost of that whole holiday by 6 or 12 by using Travel Pay Later. It's really simple to do, but it makes budgeting for holidays that are that little bit further away, or even happening right now, to be honest with you. It just gives you a little bit of budgeting breathing space as well. But if this or any of these places have ever been on your bucket list so far, this ticks off quite a few cities in one. Let's have a look at upgrades for the cruise though. With our prices based on the inside, of course. But if you want to upgrade to a balcony or to a suite, your prices are there. And any other questions you have, of course, just talk to the team on 1300 411 954 and they'll talk you through anything you've got any questions about whatsoever. It's an incredible package. And remember, the whole of the Princess 2026 European season is now on sale as well. You'll find them all on our website at cruiseaway.com. Now, if you want to make this all-inclusive as well, we mentioned it before, Princess Plus. Let's have a look at a little breakdown of what that includes day by day. So for $65 per person per day, you'll get a Plus drinks package, which is really good. So really good quality drinks package, unlimited Wi-Fi for a device, your service charges, your gratuities, and then other perks like premium desserts, which are a new addition to Princess, extra casual dining, which wouldn't have a fee if you have Princess Plus, Ocean Now delivery, where I mentioned you could have food or drink delivered to wherever you are on the ship via the little coin that you wear. That will be included. Room service, no surcharges for that if you go for Princess Plus as well. So there are so many reasons to have Princess Plus. It's so much more value than the price you pay. I think it sort of pays back 2 or 3 times for itself very easily versus buying all of those things, you know, in their individual elements. So it's well worth thinking about it, and you can take it up on any of the offers that we've got in the show. Plus, of course, all of the Princess packages that are now live for Europe 2026. They're all now on our website as well, cruiseaway.com.au. So I would go and check them out right now because all of them for 2026 as well, that low deposit is the key to a great deal now.
Yeah, it pays to Plus. as we were just discussing there.
Definitely
honestly, so much value added onto your cruise fare already. So let's go to explore.
Champagne.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't work in here though. I wish it did.
We're still waiting for it to work. Yeah. Let's go and explore the Mediterranean in autumn time now on a 20-night Dream Away package for October 2026. This is a real treat, and we fly first from Sydney over to wonderful and historic Rome for a 4-night hotel stay. Oh, gorgeous. Rome in autumn. A very enchanting time to visit the Eternal City, if you ask me.
Yeah, slightly less busy as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you're going to be seeing, this is not the peak of tourist season, but hopefully you should still get some nice sun-drenched days with it being Italy. And my goodness, Rome is enchanting in every single way. Around every corner you have ancient ruins dating back 3,000 years, which I always think is a novelty that never wears off when you're in Rome. Some of the best food on earth, the Romans really know how to do it, let me tell you. Gelato, pizza, arborio, you name it, you're going to fall in love with Rome and its cuisine in more ways than one. Then it's time for us to cruise on the Enchanted Princess. We're going to be on board for 2 weeks, 14 nights on this beautiful vessel. Look at the atrium there.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, what a welcome for your cruise experience. And as we just mentioned, that brilliant medallion, which makes life so much easier. And I love that it just clips on, because the amount of times I've been on a cruise and I've dropped and lost my card, I can't even remember. But the loveliest thing about the dynamism, the atrium, is you've got shops, you've got the bistro there, you've got a bar there. They've really made this kind of the central hub and meeting space, which is, I think, going back a lot more to what cruises used to be. Some of them don't focus on the atrium at all. There's nothing there, but I love the fact that this is all about kind of the hubbub of a central piazza in Europe. The Seawalk Lounge, a lovely relaxing place to enjoy a drink, of course, up there with some spectacular views. You have top deck pools. Of course, you have several pools and hot tubs on the ship to enjoy around the ship, from the forward through to the central, where you have a nice big pool. And by the way, they do lots of events up there too. They'll do the sail away up there. Everybody will be around, it'll be buzzing, having drinks, there'll be a live band, and then they have party nights. They might do Caribbean night, they might do, they usually do like a big chocoholics buffet as well, with the chocolate fountains and things, and you know, a barbecue up there. It just depends really on the itinerary. So lots of things going on up there, lots of things going on in the way of dining. Yes, delicious food. You've got Bistro sous la mer, which is a 3-star Michelin chef curated menu, the Crown Grill, Sabatini's for Italian, you know, a little bit of everything depending on what you fancy. And if what you fancy is quite simple, you're like, I don't want anything fussy tonight, I just want a salad, you can go up to the buffet, where they have 24-hour food options.
Oh, amazing. The great thing about all of this, and the reason why we're kind of showing you all of this, is that if you think about it, if you were doing your own travelling from city to city to city, you've got to find the hotels, and then you've got to find the restaurants. And who do you ask about restaurants? Do you ask the people at reception in the hotel? Do you ask people that you just randomly meet in the hotel or on the plane on the way, or whatever? You've got all that uncertainty going on. When you're on a ship like this, you can go to all of the restaurants, you can go and peruse all of the menus, you can do that on the app while you're in your stateroom, while you're lying in bed, you can peruse the menus for dinner that night.
I love that.
See what you fancy doing, and it's all within reach. And also, you don't have to arrange cabs and taxis and, you know, things like that. You don't have to do any of that. It's all taken care of for you while you're on the ship, which makes a better holiday, doesn't it?
Cruising is the best.
Here we go.
We're into Corfu first, in beautiful Greece. A lovely thing to do in Corfu, honestly, is to stroll around the downtown and see some of the fantastic markets. But they do have some of the best beaches in the Ionian Islands, so make sure you enjoy those as well. Dubrovnik's next, a beautiful stone jewel hugging the Adriatic Sea. Now, it's known for the Game of Thrones King's Landing, for any fans of Game of Thrones, but this UNESCO old city is undeniably beautiful. Stroll around. Then it's Kotor, Montenegro, another one with a really gorgeous downtown. And actually, if you miss the downtown area, you're missing Kotor for sure. Now, the sail in itself is beautiful. It actually lies on the edge of a fjord, so you've got to take your pictures out there sailing in. Napoli's next, where you can visit Pompeii, the ancient city buried under rubble and ash for thousands of years, and the supporting museum is an absolute must in this part of Italy for sure. Next up, we are heading into Civitavecchia, which is the port for Rome. Now, a lovely relaxing town in itself. If you don't want to head into Rome, just grab a coffee and enjoy the stroll, or take a train or shore excursion and enjoy the Eternal City once more.
Or just know that you're starting another cruise.
You're starting another cruise, so we've got another visit to Naples. Now, this time you might want to head to the island of Capri on the hydrofoil, or maybe beautiful Sorrento, which is a neighbouring town. So lots to see and do there. Santorini in Greece is up next, and known for its beautiful whitewashed houses against the incredible bold blue background. And you have Oia, which is a very tranquil town neighbouring Syra, the capital of Santorini. So pretty. Kyriatis is next, and a must for this port is to visit Ephesus. It's incredible. You know, this is an ancient Roman city, and you have got the Temple of Artemis, which was known as one of the 7 wonders of the world, to visit whilst you're there. Catacolon is next, and talking about ancient cities, this is actually where they held the first Olympics, which was between 776 BC through to 393 AD. You can learn all about it if you visit Olympia and the museum. We are back into Civitavecchia, where you'll disembark, and after this epic adventure taking in some of the best that the Med has to offer, we are flying you home.
It's amazing as well, isn't it? Actually, on that, I was just thinking, not everyone will be doing the whole 14 nights. People maybe from Italy and Europe might be just doing the first half of that, or the second half of it. So you're going to be meeting different sets of people through the cruise as well. And that's half the fun of being on a cruise as well. You meet some amazing people, you get some great stories of their holidays, you get ideas for your next holidays as well. It's just brilliant. It's a really social affair on a cruise. So 20 nights for October in 2026. Again, a low deposit today of just $500 each, and the chance to spread the whole cost of the holiday with travel pay later will include the flight from Sydney over to Rome, a 4-night hotel stay there, and then 14 nights of cruising on Enchanted Princess to Italy, Croatia, Montenegro, and to Naples, back into Rome, and the transfer from the end of the cruise back to the airport in Rome for your flight back to Sydney. And all of that without a booking fee, with us doing all of the arranging for you. And here is your price tag. This is why this needs snapping up right now, because this is a deal and a half. And bear in mind that Princess have just launched their European sailing season for 2026. So the eyes of the world are on these cruises right now. So locking them in today means you're guaranteed your place and the best choice of those cruises as well. Just $500 each today. Here's the upgrade prices very quickly then, to go up to balcony and indeed suites. There are your prices. If you want to tailor it in any way whatsoever, by the way, I mean that of course you start and end your cruise in Rome. So if you wanted to fly somewhere else in Europe for a couple of nights before you then fly back to Sydney, talk to the team. You want to spend longer in Rome before you cruise, shorter in Rome before you cruise, it's completely and utterly up to you. It's all tailorable. Just talk to the team right now on 1300 411 954. And there are plenty, and I mean there are umpteen different offers on our website right now for the 2026 season with Princess. And also I should just give a little mention to the Crown Princess World Cruise next year in 2025. We have a show dedicated to that as well. It will pop up, I'm sure, very soon, as we will again here on Gecko, 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon, every single day. We will be back. So much choice, Joe, as well.
Oh my goodness, you've got to get booking, because the options at the moment are endless, and we will see you very soon.